Today, we're going to talk to you all about how you're going to turn your denials into approvals. Okay, let's get right into it. So, the first thing that you have to understand is that rejection is just redirection. Okay, when you apply for something, anything, whether it's a credit card, an apartment, an auto loan, a mortgage loan, whatever that is, and if you apply and you get denied, it's not just a rejection. It's more of a redirection to say, okay, let's take a step back, let's zoom out, let's figure out what the problem is. Okay. Now, sometimes, especially like if it's like a credit card application, it may not need much because sometimes, as we know, they deny for a lot of different reasons. Okay. But in most denials, okay, it usually means that we got to get some things in order. Okay. You have options. I want someone to put that into the comments, okay? You have options, okay? A credit denial doesn't mean that you're unworthy. It just simply means that the timing or the profile for your credit isn't right, okay? Let's talk about timing. For example, if you apply for let's say, a mortgage loan or an auto loan, but your credit card is still showing a higher balance than what you just recently paid, it hasn't updated yet to show a lower balance, to show a higher score to get you an approval. You're moving too quick. You're not making the right moves at the right time. That happens for a lot of people. Sometimes it's not debt going down. Sometimes it's something coming off. Sometimes it's just too quick. And so you got to know the perfect timing. What about your profile? How do you know if your profile isn't right? You know that your profile is not right because if they'll say, well, you know what, you don't have enough accounts. Some of you all don't have enough positive accounts. Some of you all don't have enough open accounts. Some of you all don't have enough accounts with the right bank. Okay. So again, that's going to play a major role in you getting approved as well. Thing. Everyone has a different credit situation, a different credit profile. Okay. But here's the thing, most people stop after hearing the word no. But the truth is, every denial holds a clue about what needs to be fixed. Okay. Like I said, some of you all don't have the right foundation. Some of you all, the score is just too low. And either way, I'm going to help you understand the why behind your denials. Okay. Lenders are required to tell you the exact reason why you were denied. Most of the time, it's by a letter, or sometimes it's by a statement that you get from the lender. But this reason is going to point directly to the part of your credit profile that needs the most attention. Okay. So, again, some of you all are applying for too many companies and you're getting too many hard inquiries. That could be the case. Okay. So, I'm going to show you strategically how to reapply. Okay. Now, just so you guys know, we do have our credit and debt challenge that's coming up as well, too. You guys can actually scan this QR code right here if you want to learn more about that. And I'll break down why you want to be here. Okay. Because again, the doors close tomorrow. But let's get back into this because I want to make sure you guys understand this information. Okay. Rushing to reapply too soon can hurt you more than it can help. So let's say, for example, you really want to get approved for a certain type of credit card. You apply, but then they deny you again, right? Because you were rushing to reapply too soon. And it can hurt you. It can hurt your credit report more than it's going to help. You now have an unnecessary inquiry. And you probably, because people make this mistake too and they don't know it, but you probably went to the wrong bank at the wrong time, right? So a lot of times, like for example, you can walk into Chase Bank right now, apply for a mortgage, get denied, and think that you can't buy a home. You can buy a home. You just got to apply for it with another bank. Some of you all went to a dealership and then you tried to get a certain car. You get denied. So you say, you know what, I'm done. And really, you can get that car, but you got to go to another dealership. They probably don't have, that dealership probably doesn't work with a bank that will approve you, or the dealership doesn't know enough to tell you that, hey, you can get the 1 year older of this model car. Sometimes it's like that. Okay. Or you may have to put down $500 more, whatever the case may be. People are looking for solutions. You have options. You just got to figure out what those are. That's where we come in at. Okay. So, again, the smart move in this type of scenario is spacing out the applications and building the right accounts in between. Do you have enough credit builders or do you have too many credit builders? Do you have enough credit cards open or too many credit cards open? Right. And so, here's the thing. Another thing that's keeping people from where they want to be along their credit journey. And that's mainly going to be because they're not getting the right information or they have the wrong support group. Some of you all have no support at all. You're around people where you say, you know what, man, I want to buy a house, and people are telling you, oh, no, 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 right now is not a good time to buy. Or you say, man, I really want to get a higher credit score. Man, you don't have to worry about your credit score, man. This is in this economy right now, ain't nobody got good credit scores. People, this is stuff I hear. Okay. People will say things like, oh, well, I want to get a high limit credit card with this particular company. Oh, what you need that for? That's just going to get you into debt. So here's the thing. You need to be around people that understand that life is about goals. Life is about what are you about to do next. Now, it's not just about a credit goal, because I don't want you guys to overpay. Many of you all obviously live in America, right? And if you want to get an auto loan, a mortgage loan, whatever that goal is for you, I want to make sure that you're in the best position possible so you can get the best terms possible. I want it to make sense for you, okay? Because a lot of times it's not making sense for a lot of people, okay? I want to make sure that it's making sense for you. So here's what you want to do. When you have the power of community support, you're able to go through this process with other people. Okay. When you're going through credit denials or approvals, but mainly when you're going through credit denials, it's different, especially if you're doing it alone. It can feel discouraging, it can feel overwhelming. Okay. You are not by yourself. Someone put that in the comment section. You're not by yourself. There's a lot of people in this world that have 400 credit scores, 500 credit scores, 600 credit scores. They want to move, but they can't move. The landlord keeps going up on the rent. The area is changing. You want to get a home. You want to get a condo. You want to get rental property. You want to get a high limit credit card. You're overpaying for your auto loan, so you want to lower your car payment. Okay, you can have options, and you're not alone. You're not here. You might be alone because you're not. Because here's what's happening. You got your friends, you got your family. They don't know enough to give you some advice. They don't know enough to give you the right answers. And so because of that, all you got is YouTube. All you got is social media, right? You're not really and because you're not talking to people about what you're going through, because you either don't trust them, you feel like they don't have the answers, they're not being supportive. I get it. Then that's when it feels overwhelming. But you got to tell someone what your situation is. That way we can start finding some solutions. I want somebody to put that in the comment section. Look for solutions. Okay. Having people around you who've been there and they've bounced back, it helps you stay motivated. Okay. When you're around, if you're a 400 credit score and you're around a whole bunch of people, they got American Express, they over 700, they're accomplishing their goals. You may feel like, man, I can't even be around this conversation. They're talking about different things. They don't know where I'm coming from, or worse, they've never been where you are. So they can't give you some type of advice. They have no idea because they've never been there. You need to be around people who've been there before, who's been in the 400s, who's had their cars repossessed, right? Who's been evicted, who's going through who's going through charge-offs, collections, but they bounce back. You haven't been around people that filed bankruptcy and now they're owning rental property. You haven't been around people who were homeless and they had low credit scores and they got evicted, all the rest of those things, but they turned that into a positive situation. Okay. All you need to do is get around those types of people. I promise you, just like some of you all know the old saying, birds of a feather flock together, right? You are who you hang around. So the question is, who are you hanging around financially? I know you got your friends. I know you got your family. I know you got your coworkers, but who is helping you elevate to the next level? What are you watching to help you elevate to the next level? What are you around that's going to help you accomplish these goals you say you want? You said you wanted a house last year. You didn't get it. You said that you was going to get your credit to the next level this year, still haven't done it. So, or sometimes you do try something and it doesn't work out. I'm letting you know, I'm letting you know that there are real solutions out here that can help you. Okay. That's why our private community exists. We help you turn setbacks into comebacks with real guidance and accountability. Now, check this out. I'm going to show you guys this. I'm going to show you guys this. Okay. Now, tomorrow, listen up. Tomorrow is the absolute last day to join the credit and debt challenge. Okay. After that, the doors are going to close and you'll have to wait months before we do this again. Okay. So here, I want you all to listen up. If your credit score is under 650, under 700, listen up to what I'm saying. If you got goals that you want to accomplish, I need you to listen to what I'm saying. If you've been stuck with high debt, if you're tired of a low credit score, or you're tired of constantly being denied, constantly being at the dealership all day, listen, this challenge is your chance to finally fix that. Okay. Do not let another 30 days go by with the same problems. I've seen members raise their credit scores and cut down thousands of dollars in debt just by following our system. Okay. This system has created homeowners, rental property owners. We have people that are now buying their second property, their third property, their fourth property. Credit scores are easy. We got plenty of people in the 700s. I just showed y'all yesterday. I showed you all yesterday someone that has a 677 credit score and there's a repossession on her credit report because we set up the foundation to when the repossession hit, we already knew what to do. See, some of you all are fighting you're trying to fight the system. You're like, oh, let me just pay hundreds of dollars. Let me pay thousands of dollars to try to get this removed off of my credit. Let me pay hundreds of dollars. Let me pay thousands of dollars for me to try to get this charge off, this collection, this child support, this student loan off of my credit report. You can do that if you want to. I'm not knocking that. But here's the thing. When you do that, your mental has not changed. See, you have to learn new things. Some of you all don't want to learn anything new. And not in a bad way. I don't want you to say, well, who is he talking to? No. I don't want you to take it personal. Some of you all don't want to learn anything new. You have to listen. You have to learn something new to get a new result in your life. Sometimes you need confirmation. You may say, well, Calvin, I heard something. It wasn't new to me. Okay. Now are we going to execute this? See, some of you all are not setting execution goals. You're saying, oh, my credit score is going to be 700. Great. What are we going to do to get there? See, you need to execute on this. I set a goal to pay your bills on time for the next 12 months. I'm not joking. Set a goal to transfer your balances, your credit card balances with 20% interest. Set a goal to transfer those balances. Set a goal to get approved for a loan consolidation. Set a goal to get a strategy, to get a game plan. Some of you all need a game plan. Some of you all need someone to look at your situation and say, this is where I am right now. I get where I am right now. Tell me what to do. I'll do what you tell me to do. I just need to know what to do. Some of you all just don't know what to do. You're just trying things. Someone says, go get a credit builder. You go get it. Bad move. You need someone that's just doing more than just saying, hey guys, dispute this, get this trade line. You can't tell your kids that. You can't tell your kids that. Your kids are going to come to you. Your family's going to come to you. This is more than just credit. We're talking about the future. We're talking about a legacy. We're talking about retirement. We're talking about streams of income. Listen, I'm in my 30s. There won't be any Social Security for us. We need a strategy. Okay. We need multiple streams of income. This ain't back in the day no more where, a full-time income could take care of a family. It's not doing that like it used to. Your credit plays a role. You live in America. Don't get me wrong. We got our drama. We do. Man, we do. But we still live in America where you can say, you know what? you could just be in position to say, you know what, that building right there, yeah, I want it. I want it. Banks only need 3.5% of the purchase price to buy property. When you want to go get a car, most of the time, banks don't even need a down payment in America. So again, you are here. What are you doing? Are you positioning yourself? Because you got to ask yourself, what are you going to do this month to put you in a better position next month? Some people are already waiting on next year. They're like, yeah, man, I'm just going to go ahead and just get a house next year. Why? Don't get me wrong. If that's what you want to do, or if you got a lease or whatever, that's fine. But is it why? Look, I want you to look at your goals and look at the date next to that goal. And when you look at the date next to that goal, say, you know what? Why do I have to wait until 2026? Why do I have to wait until 2027? You don't have to wait. Somebody put that in the comments. You don't have to wait. Okay. And if you say, you know what, I don't want to wait anymore, or I want to go into a shorter time frame, you got to follow my system. My system works. Okay. If you want property, this system will work for you. If you want to lower your car payment, this system will work for you. If you have a lot of debt and you just say, I know I got to pay this debt, but I need a better strategy, this system will work for you. Okay. If you are barely affording your car payment, this system will work for you. Okay. Let me tell you something about this challenge. If you miss this challenge, you'll be stuck watching from the sidelines while everybody else is moving right along. They're moving past you. They're accomplishing their goal. They're moving forward and they're accomplishing their credit goals. I know that this happens. I've had this channel for years. This channel just made 10 years. There are people that have been watching me and they say, you know what? Let me just try some of the things I see on this channel. We get emails almost every day, at least once a week. We get an email at least once a week for the past 10 years that we've been getting emails saying, man, I saw something in this video and I never heard anyone say something like this, or this confirms something for me, or no one ever told me this. Just go through the comments. Somebody said in the comments today, it was a comment today that was amazing. It was a comment today. Let me see here. And somebody said, watch this. Now, I don't know who this is. He said, Calvin is the only person who can make a difference. I thought that was pretty strong. But either way, listen, people feel like they could do more. They feel like they can accomplish something. Listen, this is why you need to be here. Take out your phone right now. Scan the QR code. Don't let this challenge slip past you, okay? Don't risk losing more time. Don't risk losing more money. Don't risk losing more opportunities, okay? Secure your spot now before it's gone, okay? Listen, let me show you guys what some of the things that have been happening over the time frame, just over the years that we've been helping people, okay? Now, we don't do this often. This is the last credit and debt challenge we're doing all year, okay? This is the last one we're doing for the year. But I want to show you guys something so you guys can see what's going on, okay? So first things first, I'm going to pull this up here, and I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see what's going on. And then we're going to get into the comments because I know y'all saying some stuff here. So give me 1 second. Let's see here. Okay. All right, so check this out. First off, people don't know. Listen, we've been getting Google reviews for years. That's 198 Google reviews. Okay. I'm going to show you all. Oh, sorry. It looks big on my screen. Check this out. Listen, we have veterans. We have veterans that could not qualify for a home. Couldn't qualify. Some of you all right now, some of you all know somebody. Look at this. Look at this. This is the house he bought. That was the day of closing. Some of you all right now know some veterans right now that qualify for a home. They got the VA loan, but their credit score is not there. And they keep waiting every year, every month. You got to do something about it, guys. You need to put in some action. You got to put some action in. I never forget this day. The face that his family made when he says, listen, we're out of this bad situation. We're out of this neighborhood I don't want to be in. I can't raise a family in this neighborhood anymore. He says, I need to be in the house. I'm telling you, this challenge is you're keeping yourself from what you say you want. I'm telling you this. Okay. This guy right here, he had a repossession. Okay. Watch this. Watch this. This guy right here had a repossession. And he says, Calvin, listen, some bad things happened with my job. I lost my job. It took me a while to find another job. But I couldn't pay my car note on time. I didn't have some savings. We had just got an apartment. How can I do this? I need to get a car fast, but I don't want to be in a messed up situation. I said, I'm going to show you what you need to do. I'm going to show you how to increase your credit score in 30 days. His credit score increased in 30 days. He went to the place I told him to go to. And there's a lot of these types of dealerships out here that will give you a chance. And not just high interest and all the rest of that stuff. Even if they do, you can refinance and there's a strategy behind it. But he had a strategy. See, some of you all are just missing a strategy. That's all you're missing. You're missing direction. So if you're driving, you're getting in the car every day. Every day you wake up, you get in the car. You say, well, Calvin, I really don't. I kind of just get out the bed. I take a shower. You're getting in the car. When you wake up, you're getting in the car. The question is, where are you going? You don't have direction. You need direction. You say, okay, I want to do this. Great. When? How can we get closer to it if you don't know what the next step is? Some of you all don't know what the next step is. I told him what he needed to do. He got a car with a good interest rate. Okay. Listen, and I know a lot of people on here right now because we get different races, different ages. Listen, credit doesn't care about what color you are. Okay. Credit scores, banks don't care about they used to back in the day. We ain't got to go into that. But listen, they look at one color, it's green. They look at what your score is and can you buy? That's all they want to know is can you buy? Some of you guys are like, well, Calvin, listen, it wasn't like that when I got this apartment. When I was trying to get this apartment, he was looking at what I was wearing. He was looking at how many kids I had. He was looking at how my boyfriend looked. He looked at what kind of car I was driving. He was looking at where I worked for my job. Yeah, because you have a short amount of options. That's all. You need more options. You need more options. So in order for you to get more options, we need to put you in a better position. That's all. This couple right here, they said, man, we want to buy a home, but they say we don't have enough credit. We're too young. I said, no, honestly, y'all are in really good position. Y'all just went to the wrong lender. Are you serious? We went to 3 lenders. They all told us the same thing. Are you sure that it was just the wrong lender that we went to? I said, yeah. Took them to my lender. Got them approved. They've been in their house by now. They've been in the house. Listen, I want you guys put a yes in the comments if this has ever happened to you. Do you all work with somebody at your job that doesn't work or if you've ever worked with a coworker or somebody at your job that just didn't work that hard? That should be a yes for everybody. Here's where I'm going with this. Sometimes people are at the bank and they don't care about their job. Sometimes people work at the financial institution. They work at Chase. They work at Bank of America. They work at PNC. They work for the home lending company. They work for the dealership. They don't care about their job. Sometimes people are wrong. Humans can be wrong. But you're assuming that they know what they're talking about. No, they're following a script that they said, oh, well, I put your information in the computer. The computer said you denied. I guess that's just it for the day. No, right activity, wrong bank, wrong individual. Wrong individual. You know how I know? Because this girl right here tried to buy a house too. She'd been with her bank for over 10 plus years. Direct deposit, everything. Bank said no. I said, I got somebody to say yes. It wasn't no hookup. You just went to the wrong bank. You went to the wrong bank. There's a such thing as going to the wrong bank. Some of you all heard this story before. She She had a 497. Listen, y'all see this, right? Y'all see this right here in front of y'all. She had a 497 credit score. She says, listen, this is my last time renting. I got 2 girls. I want them to be in a certain school district. I make the money. I now make the money to get where I want to be at. I know some of you all right now are paying in rent what a mortgage is. I see people on social media saying, don't go get a house. You're paying for a house anyway. 85% of people right now that are paying rent, it's the exact same as a house payment. I guarantee you. I know it. Okay. I know this because I look at the numbers. What point am I trying to make here? She says, I'm done with. That's not the case for everybody. Some people don't mind that. That's cool. I'm not saying renting is a bad thing. I'm saying whatever, if your goal is that, or whatever that goal is, my job is to help you accomplish that goal. She says, listen, I want this big house. You know what her family said when she said she wanted a big house? You must be out of your mind. You was just struggling. You were just asking for a cosigner a few months ago. You got to be out your mind thinking you can get a big house. Some of you all are telling the wrong people your goals. You telling them what you want to do. You telling them where you want to move. You telling them what you want to do next. They don't have to have the answers, but it costs nothing. There's a zero cost to say, man, that's a great goal. I think you could do it. It costs nothing, but people are not going to do that for you. I don't know what it is about today's time. A lot of people don't want you to win. I want you to win. I want you to win. I wanted her to win too. I said, listen, this is all we got to do. I gave her 9 steps for her game plan, 9 steps. She followed those steps so fast. She qualified for a home in 60 days. She couldn't even believe it. This is her house. Well, she already moved in and sold this one. She's in a much bigger house now. I'm just saying, listen, some of these things are holding you back. It's okay to want something in life, not just material things, to be in a better position. Okay? This is going to play a role in your retirement. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Okay? But either way, I'm just letting you know this challenge, this is where you want to be. In order for me to help you, I need to know your situation. I need to know it. Okay? I need to know it. Now, and just so you guys know, we don't just do homes. Like homes is easy. Homes are easy, man. Listen, I got some people that I help get cars too. Y'all, listen. There's a young lady that watches the channel. She watches the channel. She says, listen, I've been wanting to get this Mercedes. It's a certain Mercedes I've been wanting to get. And every time I go to the dealership, they deny me. They say I got to do this. I got to put $10,000 down. It's like, I don't think it just doesn't make sense to me. I said, you're right. Let me show you first. Here's what we need to do. First, your credit's okay. It's good enough. It's borderline. But I said, this is what we need to do, though. Do this, wait 30 days. She did what I told her to do. She waited 30 days. She went to dealership. Whole different ball game. Y'all see the timeline on this. This was 4 years ago. Whole different ball game. Walked out with the car. See, some of you all walk into the dealership and the dealership tells you what kind of car you're going to get. Not my clients. Not the 850 Club Elite. When we walk into the dealership, we say, hey, listen, now we don't just be telling everybody what it's going to be, but we're not told what the options are. You have options. You need to get around people that have options. You need to get around people that will tell you that you have options. I'm reminding you that you have options. Sometimes life can feel like you're in this box. Get out the box. Okay? Get out the box. I'm here to tell you that you can do this. Okay? No matter what that goal is. All right? But either way, guys, I can do this all day long. This is another client as well, too. I said, listen, send me a photo. He says, wait, you want me to send you a photo of me next to my car? I said, yeah, man, we celebrating. Nobody ever really asked me for that. Yeah, because let me tell you guys something that's sad, and it's a sad truth. And this isn't all of your friends and family or people that you know, co-workers, whatever. I'm gonna give you guys a sad truth. A lot of people don't care about your goals. And not in a bad way. They got their own stuff they got to think about. So he says, man, I just appreciate you caring enough to celebrate this moment for me, because I did feel like it was a celebratory moment. It was a celebratory moment. You should have seen the car you had before this. It wasn't reliable. Some of you all are more reliable than your cars. We need your car to match that reliability. I'm not saying go get something you can't afford. I'm saying get some reliable. You going back and forth to work, you need some reliable, unless you want to keep buying transmissions. You don't want to be told you need a transmit. Listen, you need a transmission. Come on now. You need an alternator. Come on now. Come on now. It's time to let it go. Some of you all are holding on y'all holding on too long. You're holding on too long to the neighborhood that you in if you don't want to be there. You have options. I want to give you these options. I want to put you in position for these options. But I need to know your situation, okay? Either way, guys, if you haven't done so already, take out your phones, scan the QR code right there in front of you. I want to put you in position, okay? Listen, y'all think these are just comments. Man, we got some testimonials in the comments, just so y'all know. There's some people that's in the comments. They've accomplished a lot of things by watching me, by watching the channel, by joining the 850 Club Elite, by getting a custom game plan, by being at any one of my challenges. They have changed things. Okay. Some of you all stopped learning when you left college. Some of you all stopped learning when you left high school, when you left elementary school. Listen, that's part of the problem. The government is not going to help you. The bank is not going to help you. They're not going to teach you this stuff. Your pastor, I know you love your pastor, but if they don't know your situation, they don't know the knowledge to tell you this stuff. I'm not making fun of anybody. My point is where do you get this information? Right here. I got you. Now, don't get me wrong. You can wait until we make a video. Video is going to always be here. But if you want to accelerate what you say you want in life, you gotta let me help you. You gotta let my team help you. Okay? You're no longer by yourself. Scan this QR code and listen, it's time to change your life. Okay. But either way, doors are closing for tomorrow. But listen, listen, I'm not trying to motivate you. I'm just reminding you. I'm just reminding you. Okay. But anyway, oh man, this was a beautiful day. I remember this day. Check this out. You guys want me to tell you about this day? This be the last one. This be the last one. All this happened in one day. I had 3 clients. This was one day. Watch this. This is a guy right up here. A year before he took this photo, about a year and a half, he was like, man, I want to buy a house, man. So here's what happened. I helped him. He says, man, I got to get a car, but I need to get a car like ASAP. I said, hey, what's your credit situation? And my credit score is not the best, but I need a car right now. I said, here's the options. I can show you how to get a car, refinance it, and then do it like this. Or if you got a little bit of time, then let me create a custom game plan for you. Follow this game plan, then come back and get the car. He says, all right, I got a little bit of time. I'll come back and get the car. Came back and got the car, got a single digit interest rate. That means he was under 10%. He says, man, so what else can you help me do? Because he never met anybody like me. He never met someone where he could say, man, I want to buy, this is my goal. This is my goal. This is my goal. Now I can't help you with all your goals. I can only help you in the credit side of things and some YouTube stuff too. But that's another conversation for another day. But anyway. And so he says, listen, what else can you help me with? I said, what you looking to do? He says, man, I want to buy a house one day. One day? Let me tell you all something that somebody told me a long time ago. One day is not on the calendar. Someday is not on the calendar. There's a Sunday, but there's not a someday, Someday. There is no someday. Okay. And he says, you know what, man, I want to buy a house one day. I said, listen, we got to put a date on that. When you trying to do this, like 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. He says, wait a minute. You could tell me you can put me in position to buy a house in 3 months. I said, honestly, you already done some of the stuff. Maybe about 45 days, you can qualify for a house. He says, bro, stop it. I got a house I've been watching it on Zillow. It's been going on and off the market, He didn't get the house that was going on off the market. We didn't catch it in time. but he did qualify for a house, and he did close on that house. He closed on a home. He closed on a home the same day I had another client close on her home. Now you can't zoom in here. This was in Indiana. I'm not in Indiana. I'm not in Indiana. I'm not in a lot of these states that people are accomplishing their goals to be. She was in Indiana and closed on this house. I said, send me a photo. She says, nobody's here to send a photo. I mean, take a photo of me. I said, you can send a selfie or catch no. And I was making a joke. I said, stop one of the neighbors. She says, it is a neighbor outside. The neighbor came out. The neighbor walked up to her. She said, hey, I'm your neighbor. She says, oh, you my neighbor. She says, you a nurse? This. They were talking about nurse and all the rest of this stuff. I'm on the phone. I said, listen, send the photo. She sent the photo. She was in her scrubs. Y'all see in her scrubs? Same day. This the same day. One of my clients was like, Calvin, listen, thanks, man. You put me in position so I can get the truck for my trucking company. Same day. Look at this. Y'all can see right here. It says right here, 2018 will be a good year. This is 2018. I've been doing this for over 10 years. I've seen over 10,000 credit reports. There's nothing I haven't seen. I'm different than everybody else you're watching. Everybody you're watching is saying 95% of the same stuff. Clean your credit. Clear it up. I'm going to make it all go away. I'm going to make student loans go away. Let me tell you guys a secret. The only people that care about student loans is the mortgage industry. There's only one industry that can see the student loans, even if it's not on your credit report. Guess who that is? The mortgage industry. The same industry, the only industry that cares about your student loans is the same industry that can see your student loans, even if they're off your credit report. You got to be out your mind if you think that's the only thing that they have access to. Oh, no, that's the only thing you have access to is your credit report. There's software that's been out here for years called Fraud Guard. They can see everything that's government related because student loans are backed by who? The government. The same ones that's got the mortgage loans that are backed by the government. They can see this. But see, I'm not going to send you off. I'm not just going to say, clean your credit up, go get a trade line, have a nice day. No, that's not going to work for your kids. That's not going to work when they're 18. When they want to buy a house, they need to be asking you. You need to have the answers. When your kids say, hey, listen, I want to get out of this apartment, I want to go somewhere else, you need to have the answers, or at least say, this is where they need to go. They're going to ask you hey, how do I finance this car? You got to have the answer. You can't just say, well, you got to clean your credit up. Ain't nothing to clean at 18, 19. You got to have the answer. They're going to be looking to you. Otherwise, they're going to get got. You know they will. They're going to go to the wrong place, wrong time, wrong person. And it may not happen to everybody. I'm not wishing bad things. I'm saying the chances are high because they don't know where to go. Let me ask you another question. Where do some people go? Because I'm going to tell you something. I have plenty of friends of mine that are in different races. They say, oh, I just went to my dad. I just asked my dad. We had the conversation at the dinner table about credit years ago. We talked about home ownership, rental property ownership, different streams of income. The conversations are different. You got to get, if your family's not having these conversations, or your friends are not having these conversations, or your church is not having these conversations, you got to look for the conversation. You can't just say, well, people I talk to, they're not talking about this stuff. You got to get around it. There's no excuses anymore. Either way, I don't want anybody to feel bad. Okay. Listen, I'm gonna let y'all read some of the comments. Shout out to Donnie Peoples. Shout out to Donnie, man. He's been watching me for years. He says, listen, I've been through the process. People are out here selling wolf tickets. Calvin is the truth. From 524 to over 800 on all bureaus. Tell him, Donnie. Tell him, sir. Listen, he ain't got to be here to be watching this, but he's been here because he's like, man, it's the transformation. It's seeing people accomplish their goals. Shout out to you, Donnie, sir. I appreciate it. Dale is in the house. Dale says elite is in the house. And I will tell you that Calvin and his team are incredible, and Calvin really does care about your dreams. Absolutely. I appreciate that. Sean Williams is in the building. He's in the building. Listen, Grounded for the Bag says, yep, I've changed, and this is just the beginning. New Orleans is in the building. Donnie says it can be done. All right, guys. Either way, I ain't gonna hold y'all up. Listen, what you need to do, you need to make sure that you're on this credit and debt freedom challenge. Take out your phone, scan the QR code, We're going to make sure we put you in position. All you got to do is listen to what we tell you. It's nothing crazy. We're not going to tell you to go out here and go run 5 miles. Okay. Some of you all may say, that's actually pretty easy, but I'm telling you, we're going to tell you exactly what we need, exactly what you need to do. So scan that QR code. We're going to see you guys inside the challenge. And listen, that's the last challenge that we're going to be doing for the year on this topic, guys. But I'll see you guys inside of there. Orient